Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Home Inspector's Perspective with your host, D'Artagnan Sai. In this week's episode, we will discuss, should you get a home inspection? Are you ready? Let's begin. And here's your host, D'Artagnan Sai.
Hello, and welcome to the Home Inspector's Perspective podcast. I'm your host, D'Artagnan Sai. This week's episode will address whether you should get a home inspection. Buying a home is probably the most expensive purchase you will ever make. Due to the size of the investment, it may be wise to see what you're potentially buying. Think of these 5 questions I'm about to ask. If you answer yes to any of them, you should get a home inspection. I'll also go into greater detail for each of the questions where we'll take a deeper dive. All right, are you ready? Question number 1. Do you want to know if there are any structural problems in the home? Question number 2. Do you want to know if there were or are active leaks in the home? Question number 3. Do you want to know if components or systems are at the end of their useful life? Question 4. Do you want to have negotiation leverage with the seller? And question 5. Do you want peace of mind knowing you have a greater understanding of the condition of the home? Now, did you answer yes to one or more of those questions? If so, you should get a home inspection. But let's take a deeper dive into each of those questions. So the first question, do you want to know if there are any structural problems in the home? Well, all structural problems with a house are not identified from what you see on the exterior of the home, such as the exterior walls or the visible foundation. Inspecting the interior of the home can reveal possible structural issues such as cracks in the drywall, nail pops, uneven floors, doors and windows are out of square or they may stick. Many structural concerns are a part of the home settling. However, depending on the severity of the structural concerns, could lead to costly repairs. A home inspection will provide you with insight into the structural integrity of the home. Do you want to know if there were or are active leaks in the home? Well, water can enter the home in a variety of ways from the exterior via the roof, doors, windows, exterior walls, and the foundation. There also may be internal leaks due to plumbing and HVAC systems. For instance, an examination of the attic could reveal moisture stains on the roof decking or plywood, indicating there was a prior issue of moisture intrusion. Or when tested with a moisture meter, the decking or plywood is wet, indicating the moisture intrusion is active. While testing the plumbing fixtures such as sinks, showers, and toilets, as well as drains, active leaks can be identified as well as any drainage issues. Again, a home inspection will provide you with insight about leaks into the home as well as any possible drainage issues. Do you want to know if components or systems are at the end of their useful life? Well, components or systems at the end of their useful life are some things you will need to budget for their replacement at some point. Just because a system is old does not mean that it's not functioning as intended at the time of the inspection. It just means that per the manufacturer's guidelines, it is no longer performing at an optimal performance level. Example, a roof at the end of its useful life is more prone to failure than a newer roof. It does not mean that the roof is failing, but over time it could fail due to its age. Another example, a furnace that's 20 years old may function just fine to heat the home, but the efficiency in which it does it will be much lower than a new furnace. A less efficient furnace or HVAC system can lead to increased energy costs. A home inspection will provide you with the insight into the components or systems that are at the end of their useful life. Now, would you like to be able to negotiate and have leverage with the seller? If you have the home inspection as a contingency, you have some leverage in negotiation with the seller. The inspection report arms your real estate agent to strongly negotiate on your behalf. You can ask the seller to fix prioritized defects found in an inspection report, renegotiate the asking price, get a seller credit towards repairs, contribute more to closing, etc. A home inspection can provide you leverage with the seller. Do you want peace of mind knowing you have a greater understanding of the condition of the home? A home inspection report ensures you understand the condition of the home prior to finalizing the sale, especially if repairs were negotiated and addressed. This can lead to peace of mind when you move into your new home with major surprises greatly minimized. Even if you're buying a home as is and not using a home inspection as a contingency, at least you will know what the is and can proactively decide how you will address any defects identified in the inspection report. Now, here's some additional things for you to consider. If the home is on well and septic, you may want to get those systems inspected because it is the homeowner's responsibility to maintain those systems, as well as getting the water quality tested for contaminants. Again, you can use the inspection report to negotiate any defects that you would like addressed. Now, if you are buying new construction, builders and contractors have municipal building inspectors done to ensure minimum building code standards have been met. These inspections do not inspect for quality, workmanship, system performance, completion of finished work, and many other aspects of construction of a home. There are 3 different types of inspections associated with new construction that you should consider. A pre-drywall inspection. Pre-drywall refers to a phase during the home building process just after the installation of certain elements, such as the doors, windows, foundation, flooring, wall and roof components, plumbing and electrical rough-in, and right before the drywall is hung. During this type of inspection, what's checked is electrical wiring and junction box placement, framing, foundation slabs, walls and drains, footings, notching of floor joists, fire stop material, pier pads, crawl space if there is one, retaining walls, plumbing pipe placement, waterproofing, flashing for windows and doors, wall studs, any missing metal clips, and the placement of HVAC, air ducts, and registers. This in-progress of construction phase inspection is useful because drywall can obscure some aspects of the interior and make identifying or fixing any problems both difficult and expensive once the new home is completely finished. So there is great value in getting a pre-drywall inspection. Following the pre-drywall inspection, there would be the post-drywall final inspection. This is the inspection that you would get prior to your final walkthrough. This is after the drywall is hung. So now that the drywall has been hung, appliances and fixtures have been installed, moves us to the full inspection of the home. Here's where a standard inspection occurs to inspect for any defects that can be addressed prior to your final walkthrough of the home. Here are things that are typically inspected: the exterior grading, exterior wall coverings, built-in appliances, heating system, central air conditioning system, temperature permitting, interior plumbing system, electrical system, the roof, flashing, attic, and visible installation, walls, ceilings, floors, windows, and doors, and the foundation, basement, and structural components. Once you get that information, you'll have an opportunity to identify and share with the builder any defects that were observed during that inspection to have them fixed before your final walkthrough. And then after you lived in the home for about 7 to 8 months, you want to begin to start thinking about getting your 11th month builder's warranty inspection. Now, what is that? A warranty inspection is a comprehensive evaluation of the interior and exterior of your new home and its major systems and components. It is conducted during the 11th month of your occupancy before your builder's warranty expires. Most builders offer a 1-year warranty on a new home. This is where you will have an inspector come out during the 11th month and perform another standard inspection before the builder's warranty expires. The inspection is based on observations of the visible and apparent conditions of the interior and exterior of the structure, including its major systems and components. Armed with this information, you can take any necessary steps to hold your builder and his or her subcontractors to their warranties while they're still in force. So there's great value in all of those inspections for new construction. Now, whether you are buying an existing home or new construction, hopefully the information shared will help you answer the question of should you get a home inspection. In closing, you more than likely would not purchase a car without test driving it first. So look at the home inspection as a peek behind the curtain to see the condition of the home. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Home Inspector's Perspective. Tune in next week for more helpful information.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of The Home Inspector's Perspective with Ditanyan Sai. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe for more episodes. Share this episode with friends, colleagues, and family. Tune in for next week's episode, How to Vet a Home Inspector. Until then, have a great week.